What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura. As you saw by the title, this is not the happiest video that I've done, but 8 years later, I'm able to finally talk about it, and this is the first part of a series about events leading up to, well, you'll see. Stay till the end to hear more about the series. It's got a bunch of metaphysical stuff, and I'm finally now able to talk about this, so let's just get into the video. This is like my 10th time trying to film it, so let's just get into it. So today is January 25th, 2021. I was gonna film this video. I tried to film this video on the 23rd of January, which would have been 8 years since my sister passed away, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't film it then, I couldn't film it the day before, I couldn't film it yesterday, but today I woke up and I found a strength, and now I'm gonna have a series on, events after my sister's death and how it has affected my abilities, and finding out I had abilities, for one. It's been hard to talk about without me crying, so I'm gonna do my best. My eyes are puffy because I was also crying earlier trying to record this, and I just had to leave my house and I had to come to the Tanger parking lot so I could record this in my car, because I don't want to upset my kids or anything if they hear me talk about, their aunt, because, it's hard for my kids too. Even though it's been 8 years, it's still a very emotional story. So, rewind 8 years and 2 days ago. I was 8 months pregnant with Mason, and me and his dad were shopping in Forsyth, which is in Georgia, by the way. And, Angie was pregnant also. She was due for a repeat C-section for her third child. She has 2 older boys, and she had called me that day, and it was later on in the day, I'd say about, gosh, I don't even know the time. It's like I remember that day so vividly, but the timing, like pinpointing the time, I guess it was, early afternoon. She had called me. I was about 45 minutes away from her, and she had called me and she said, "Laura, can you come pick me up? I'm going into labor." I'm like, "Angie, you're not going into labor. Like, no, there's no way." Like, she has said it a couple times before, and it was awful. It was false alarm. It was like, "There's no way you're going into labor." I was like, 45 minutes away. I was like, I wouldn't make it there, in time. Like, I wouldn't make it to you to be able to take you in time. So I ended up going home after I had talked to her, and then, I found out she was at the hospital, labor and delivery. So it's kind of like, I was 8 months pregnant, I was high risk, and I was at home with my daughter. Carly was, I want to say she was, I'm trying to remember, 3.5. Yeah, she was 3.5. So I was at home with my daughter, and I got news that she was at the hospital, and she was in fact in labor. And So I remember laying on my daughter's bed and scrolling on Facebook, just on Facebook, and I had saw, because me and Angie, we have different moms, same dad. She was 30. She just turned 30, January 9th. And I was going on Facebook, and I saw that her mom had posted, prayers needed, Angie just coded on the table. And I'm like, what? Like, this doesn't make any sense. So I called her fiance, and I'm pretty sure they were engaged. And he said that he was outside the room. They had told him to leave. They're trying to bring her back. And I'm like, bring her back from where? Like, what's going on? What's happening? Like, I'm so confused. Help me understand what's going on. And he was like, she coded. And I was like, what do you mean she coded? Like, I'm sitting here, not knowing, I was 20 at the time, and I was I just didn't know. And then the conversation was cut short because my dad was calling in. He had my older nephews while she was at the hospital. So, I'm literally standing here in a state of shock in my living room, not knowing what to do because I'm confused on what's going on, and then the whole not knowing. So I waited about 5 minutes, and then I called my dad. I don't even know if it was 5 minutes. Maybe it was longer than that. I'm not sure. But I called my dad, and my little sister picked up the phone, and she is screaming, crying, and she just kept saying, she's gone, Angie's gone. I was like, what do you mean she's gone? And she's like, she's gone, she's dead. And I remember falling to my knees and screaming so loud. I called my mom, who lived in Colorado at the time, and I told her, and I sent Kenny Mason's dad a text and said, can you please come pick me up and take me to the hospital? And then I told him what happened, I didn't know what happened. Just know that she wasn't here anymore. And so I was in a daze. I was in a trance. I couldn't fathom what could have possibly happened to my sister, and how did it happen? Why did it happen? I got to the hospital. They took us into a labor and delivery room, and it was me, my dad, Kenny, my sister Becca, I'm not sure if Kelsey was, I think she was there. And there were so many people there, and we needed to know why, what happened. So the doctor comes in, and she first looks at me, and she's like, do you need to sit down? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I might be pregnant. What happened? We need to know what happened to my sister. She had what is called an amniotic embolism. It is a 1 in a million chance. And basically, you know, amniotic fluid got into her bloodstream and went straight to her brain, and it killed her. And like, I have so many questions now, you know, after being in the medical field for years. And, you know, my dad decided not to do an autopsy. So we still didn't see, Damien, which is my third nephew from her. He did survive, thank the Lord. It's bittersweet. But, you know, the doctor asked if we wanted to go see her. When my dad's preacher got there, me and my dad and Kenny was with me. He supported me through that, and he went into the room with me to see my sister for the last time. She was actually in the room beside us. It didn't look like her. And I watched my dad give my sister to the Lord, and it was the hardest thing that I ever had to watch. And I know she's in a better place. I know. And I didn't want to miss that opportunity to kiss her on the cheek one last time. And I did. I kissed her. Kissed her on I'm pretty sure it was the forehead, not the cheek. And I told her goodbye. My sister was the most giving, loving, impressionable person ever. She would do anything for anybody, and losing her brought a lot of guilt to me. For years, I have struggled with, what if I could have been there? What if I could have gotten her there sooner? What if there was a complication that happened because she didn't get there sooner? I've lived with that guilt. It took me 7.5 years to finally go to her gravesite. 7.5 years. And I still have questions. But the one thing that started off my journey into metaphysics was in November. She had told me that she was sorry. I remember sitting outside with her, and she had said, "I'm sorry." And I was like, "For what?" And she said, "I'm sorry I'm not going to be here to see Mason and Carly grow up." I said, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "I'm just sorry. Just know that I'm sorry." And I had brushed that off. I brushed it off. It's like, Angie, I was like, "You're talking crazy." I said, "You're going to be here? Duh." But she knew that she was going to pass. She knew. And looking back on it, when I finally did, I said, there's more to this. There's more to this. And, you know, after she passed away, like, you could really tell in pictures, if you know, that she didn't look well. She had missed some of her appointments. But she had just turned 30. And what's supposed to be like one of the best days of your life ended up being a bittersweet day. There was life and there was death. And it's been hard. And because of all the things I know now, I can talk about it. And I can go to her grave and visit there, even though I know that she is not there. But that was a huge step for me. So many things that have happened since she passed have made me believe more and more into what I have witnessed and seen before in my life, and then after she passed. So this video and this series, this metaphysical series, is going to be dedicated to my sister, because that one sentence about her telling me she wouldn't be here to see my kids grow up, it was the beginning of a journey that I was not prepared for. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting, and I think she knows that I'm doing this, and she is giving me the strength to be able to talk about this, and to be able to let the world know about, stuff that has happened, and that, people think you're crazy, but really you're not crazy. Like, this is real stuff that happens to people. Real people have abilities, these real abilities, and they think that they're, people think they're crazy. I mean, but really you're not. You're not crazy. But it's exciting to be able to do this in honor of her, and to be able to, get my stories out there and have this all in her memory. So a sad story is a sad story is a beautiful story, because she is beautiful, and she has a beautiful spirit.